Everybody ought to know it's us against the world, baby. Oh, it's us against the world.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining AP and Toya podcast. Today is just AP. I'm gonna do a podcast by myself today. Give wife a break, and but don't get used to just me because we will have more podcasts coming up for you guys. But today I want to kind of talk to you guys. It's gonna be real quick podcast. I'm gonna try my best. Emphasis on try my best to keep this within a half an hour. And so y'all can go about y'all day, and hopefully I'll give you guys a little something to listen to. First off, I want to thank you guys for joining me. YouTube family, what's going on? IG family, what's going on? Facebook, SoundCloud, all you good people. Appreciate you guys. We got some great feedback from last week's podcast, which was about breaking generational curses. We appreciate all the love that you guys gave us on last week's episode. Some great conversation starters, and again, we appreciate you guys. We really do. It meant a lot to us. So hopefully you guys get something out of this week. A couple of quick hot topics for this week. I know this past Sunday was the BET Awards, and it was dope. I mean, there was a couple of things that stand out. Of course, Mary J. Blige, she got I think it was a Lifetime Achievement Award she got from BET. That was something dope for her because she is such a phenomenal artist. I was telling my wife the other day, I said that we could just ride to, her playlist, and we can, we'll be on our journey. Like, she is just such a dope artist. She has so many hits, you forget that she had so many hits with different people. But yeah, it was just dope to see her. Lil' Kim came out, Method Man came out, did one of my favorite songs, You're All I Need, and yeah, man, it was just dope. Some dope performances. I know DJ Khaled performed. Who else performed? I think it was the Migos performed. They did a Nipsey Hussle tribute, which was dope. That's one of my favorite songs off DJ Khaled's new album. I think it's called Higher. Yeah, Higher with John Legend, Nipsey Hussle, and DJ Khaled. So it's a dope song. But the tribute was great, and salute to his family for continuing to push forward. I know his grandmother spoke and gave a good speech, and his mom, she's gave her speech as well. Some people had some harsh things to say about her speech, but my wife pointed out to me, she's a grieving mom, and so she could have been talking about things that are on her mind and that are really on her spirit, and she's still coping with the fact that she lost her son. So, some people were really just kind of getting on her on social media saying, what is she talking about, But at the same time, you got to realize, I had to realize too, because my wife did tell me, she's a grieving mom. And so how do you tell a grieving mom how to grieve, you know what I mean? So when she has a platform, she's able to kind of speak on some stuff that is on her heart, and salute to her. Salute to Lauren London, his beautiful children, and gone too soon, but rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. That was a great tribute. I can't forget the BET Awards without mentioning Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry gave an amazing speech about not giving up and also owning everything that you do. And it kind of had me thinking on ownership because, I started this podcast a little while ago, and a couple months ago, and it was something that was on my heart. I just felt like I had more that I wanted to give to the masses. My wife and I have some great conversations offline. I have great conversations with my friends offline. Hopefully soon we'll be having some couple podcasts where we get to actually introduce you to some of the people that, we communicate with and are able to gain some knowledge and wisdom from, and just to communicate with. But, I started this podcast because I wanted to have something that I could call my own, have something that will be something where I can get the things that I think of every day, which is self-empowerment, things that when I'm going through things, when I'm hurting, when I'm when I'm happy, when things are just going crazy, I have a platform to be able to share these feelings with people, because I know I'm not the only one going through these things, And so for him to talk about, for Tyler Perry to talk about owning your own stuff and not worrying about what other people are doing and just trying to really uh, give your dream everything that it has. Give your dream the best possibility to succeed. I just thought that spoke in volumes, and just the way he was received on social media. I mean, people really gravitated towards his speech, and I salute Tyler Perry because he's been doing it for a long time, man. He's been doing it for a long time. I've been a fan ever since he was, doing only the Medea plays. He didn't even have a movie yet, but I would, get those VHS tapes and I would watch those Medea shows over and over and over, and I just thought they were the dopest things, And salute to him because now he has his own property. He's making movies. He's doing has a new partnership with BET. Before he was at OWN with Oprah, but now he's over there at BET with all of his content and stuff like that. So it's very inspiring to see somebody like Tyler Perry to be able to talk it, but also be able to walk it, and that's something that I can. Idolize, but also something that I should say I can use for self-motivation as well. So salute to Tyler Perry, man. Great guy from what I see. And salute to everybody that won awards, and it was a good award show. I want to get to a topic today, and I pray all is well with you guys. I'm going to call this one Transparent Thursdays. And again, just piggybacking off of the whole Tyler Perry speech, there are some things that, there's some things that I go through that I wish, that I know other people go through as well. I struggle a lot with doubting myself, self-doubt, right? That's one of the things that is it's a big hurdle for me, and not saying that I'm not talented or I'm not gifted in different ways that God has blessed me to do things, but I doubt myself a lot when it comes to who I am as a person, and I doubt myself on just starting tasks and finishing them. You know what I mean? So when I'm trying this new thing, so when I try and get something in my head, I have to try and see it out. And not always am I successful at it, but it's just a thing where I start things and I try to, like, I'm a great starter. I'm a great starter and a horrible finisher. It's terrible. And so, I just wanted to kind of be transparent with you guys because I know you guys go through things as well. And I feel like if I give my testimony, if I give my thoughts on how I feel, hopefully these things will help you guys out, right? So we're going to call this Transparent Thursday. And after this, I will ask you guys to kind of give a little bit of your testimony or whatever you want to share in the comments and stuff like that, because I do want to hear from you guys. I know there's a lot of different people that are from different walks of life that follow us on Instagram and YouTube and all that other stuff. And, we always say, hey, my wife and I always say, hey, family, because we do feel like we're kind of creating this support system, right? So we call each other family because we feel like we should be able to lean on each other when things happen. And I love our online family because you guys are awesome. You guys do. When you're going through something, you guys DM us, and we appreciate that. And sometimes it's like we're overwhelmed, but in a good way. Not overwhelmed like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Overwhelmed like, God, thank you for this platform. I don't know exactly what we're supposed to be doing right now, but we're going to make sure that whatever we, are presented with, we want to make sure that you're spearheading what we say to people. And so we thank you guys for being so transparent with us because it really keeps us going. Because we feel like, oh, now, our podcast is actually touching and affecting people, and just our page in general. If you never even listened to one of our podcasts, I want our page to be something that you can, like you can come for some uplifting material because there's so much drama and craziness on social media. Our place needs to be a house, a home of love, a place where you can get uplifted and laugh and joke and all other stuff. So that's what our page is all about. But wrapped in all that stuff, I am one person that deals heavily with self-doubt. I come across as being very confident. I come across as someone that is going to I can tell you all day, pray about it. And this is true because I do pray about stuff. But there are times where I feel like, for the most part, I can't pray for myself as much as I should. I have no problem praying for other people, but when it comes to myself, I feel like I lean a lot on my own self to do things instead of leaning on God. And that's where self doubt comes in, because when you don't have God at the forefront of what you're doing, the unknowing, the uneasy feeling of you trying to actually get things accomplished is going to be, it's going to be nerve wracking, because you can't do everything on your own. You know what I mean? And so I come away with self doubt with a lot of things. There are a lot of different things I want to try, and I just don't do it. There are a lot of different things where I do try and they never get accomplished. I said this before, right? Um, but today, on Transparent Thursday, I want to make a vow to you guys, but also make a vow to myself, that I am going to start to take the things that I doubt and start to turn them into fuel that will fuel me to go forward with what I feel God has put me on this earth to do. And that's to be relational. That's to create avenues of conversation between different people. That's to love on different people. That's to be a better father, a better husband, a better son. These are things I struggle with. You know what I mean? And a lot of stuff stems from, my growing up. I've been through a lot of things in my life, and some stuff I don't share. There are things that I've been through that some stuff I probably haven't even shared with my wife before, because my wife is the only person that's probably heard every single war story of mine. And God bless her, because I know for a fact she's heard all of them, because even sometimes she'll say, like, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say this story about blah, 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 blah. And for the most part, she's right. But, I had an upbringing where, my mom was a single mom for the most part. My dad was around, but he wasn't in the same house. They separated early. And a lot of the stuff that I didn't know, I feel like these are things that my dad probably could have taught me if he was in the home. And that's, I think, where a lot of my self-doubt comes in, because for the most part, I had to almost grow myself up. I had other people in my life. My godfather was a big part of my life, still is. And but it's nothing like having dad, there to kind of push you along. And so I kind of had to grow myself up, because my mom could only do so much. I'm the only boy, at the time. So my mom could only do so much to help me become a man. I had to kind of almost do this stuff on my own. And so when I had to do stuff on my own, I doubted things, because I wasn't sure if I was doing it the right way. And even at the age now of 36, I still have those doubts in my mind. You know what I mean? I still have those times where I just don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Well, not doing the right thing. Let me rephrase that. Not that I'm doing the right thing. I have doubt in my mind that I can accomplish things that I put in front of me. You know what I mean? And so, but on the flip side of that, I feel like I've also made progress, because being a dad and a husband, people have expectations on you, and my wife has expectations on me. My kids have expectations on me. I also have expectations on myself, and not only that, God has expectations on me. And so I feel like now I'm at a place where the self-doubt, I'm just tired of it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of being someone that is bogged down by my own thoughts and my own, my own self-sabotage, I'll say. I just have self-sabotaged myself so much. But today is a day that I'm in the mood to say I no longer really want that stuff. That stuff is for too long. Like I said, I'm 36 years old. So for too long, I've given fear place in my life, which is terrible. You know what I mean? And for too long, I've let self-doubt kind of run rampant, and it was caused me to not do stuff. Or while I'm in the middle of achieving something that I really wanted, self-doubt creeps in, and I just stop completely. And so some of you probably had that same issue, where you feel like, you don't feel you can do things, or you felt life has passed you by. You felt like, oh, now I'm too old to do this. I wanted to become this, but, life happened, and now I had to put my dream on the side and all that other stuff. And even if you wanted to do something, you don't know how to get started and blah, blah, blah. So that's where self-doubt comes in. That's actually where the devil kind of runs rampant, right? He runs rampant in our fears. He runs rampant in the uneasiness of having faith in God. You know what I mean? That's where the devil does his best work, because that's when he gets to talking to you and showing you exactly who you are or who you used to be, and he'll give you those things that will make you doubt who God says that you are. So I'm here to encourage you, but I'm also here to encourage me. God has always, always, always intended for us to be winners. Always. It says in the Bible. You know what I mean? God has made us the head and not the tail. He's made us above and not beneath. You know what I mean? God is, and Jesus conquered death, hell, and the grave, and came back with the keys from these are things that God has empowered us to know that we are victorious, we are strong, we are able to do these things because God said so. And I want to encourage you guys to push forward in what you really want to do in your life. And I'm not just saying it to you because I'm giving you some motivational speech. I'm saying it to myself as well. I've given excuses for a long time, and I'm just tired of giving excuses. There are things I want to accomplish in my life, and no longer. Um, I'm just kind of I'm preaching to myself as I'm giving it to you guys. I'm preaching to myself. No longer will I be bound or held back by fear. I just can't. I can't let it happen no more. And have you ever got to a point where you just kind of fed up? You just done. And I think I'm at that point right now where I'm just kind of done. And at the end of the day, what does complaining do? Complaining really doesn't do much for you. It make you feel good for a moment, seconds maybe, and then that's it. That's not how God works. God doesn't, God is not a feeble God or a weak God or stuff like that. God is a strong God. That's where we get our strength from. And so I just want to encourage you guys to make sure you push forward in your dreams and your goals and everything that you have for yourself. Just push forward. It's going to be all right. It's going to be some rough times. It's going to be some bumpy times. It's going to be things where you just don't know what is happening. But we got to continue to have faith and know that God has us no matter what. Again, I'm not preaching to you. I'm preaching to us. So we both got to go through this thing. I have some goals I set before myself personally. I have goals I've set for my family. I have goals I set for myself career-wise. I have a lot of goals that are in progress right now. And I've dropped the ball tremendously because self-doubt has kind of just crept in and ruined the work that God has started in me. And so every day when I get on my social media, for AP and Toya, and I'm talking to you guys, I'm genuinely talking to myself as well. These videos that I put up, they first ministered to me personally, and then I put them up for you guys, hoping that you guys have would also receive these things. And so I just want to encourage you guys to push forward, keep going. Don't let self-doubt ruin what God has already put inside of you. If you have a book that you want to write, start writing the books. Start one page at a time, one paragraph at a time, and see what God does. If you have a career where you want to do a podcast or you want to do something in media or entertainment, just go for it. The hardest thing to do, what's the quote? You can only make the shots. What is it? You can't miss shots you don't take. I think it is, or something like that. It's a basketball reference, being like you can't say you ready to win if you ain't taking shots. So you gotta take shots. That's just the fact of the matter. And if God is giving you a gift to do it, then go ahead and do it. But you can't say God is giving you a gift to do it, but then we sit back because we're scared of what might happen. We can't do it, things like that. I'm so proud of the people that I'm seeing you guys that I follow on the page, and I see some great marriage counselors. I see some great people that are writing books. I see people that are, I see some artists, paint and music. I see people that are, they're starting their podcast pages. I see people that are doing some great things, and just some great parents and great spouses that are really being encouraging. And I love our page. I love our family about that. I love our family for that. You know what I mean? And so I want you guys just to keep pushing. Don't get tired, because you will get tired. But lean on God, but also get yourself a good support system that can help you when you're falling short or you feel like you just don't know what is going to happen. Get you a good support system that's going to also keep you as well. Some like-minded folk that don't mind, one, telling you the truth, two, not in the order, praying on your behalf and praying with you, and three, somebody that's in your corner that's going to always ride for you when it's time for action. That person is there for action. You know what I mean? And so I'm grateful to have my wife in my corner. As much as I get on her nerves sometimes, I'm grateful to have her in my corner because it's a question that I watched a show called it's a Michael K show, and he has a show on the Yes Network, and one of the questions he said is, if you were in a foxhole in a war, name one person that you would have in your corner, and that's easy. Without a doubt, it'd be my wife, and because my wife always has my back. I could be dead wrong. She gonna let me know I'm dead wrong. But sometimes not always in love too. You know, I'm something about myself. I can say this stuff. You know, y'all pray for my wife. She's very verbally abusive. I'm just joking. She's not verbally abusive at all. She's very supportive, like I just said. But she's the person I would have to be in the foxhole with me because she always has my best interest at heart. Even at times when I don't believe in myself, my wife believes in me. And that is one of the most powerful, most beautiful, most sexiest things ever is to have somebody that truly, truly, at the end of the day, has your best interest at heart. The feeling doesn't, the words can't come to mind how that feels. You know what I mean? And so, get you some like-minded folk in your corner around you that are gonna always have your best interests at heart. And you already have one, which is God. And it's not bonus gem right here. If you don't tap into God, he can't work for you. That's like saying, that's like asking, going to the bank, be like, hey, let me get $50, and the bank man doesn't even know who you are. You know, that's walking up to a stranger, asking a stranger for $100. God is looking to bless you because He wants a relationship with you, not because He can bless you and do this for you, do that. He can do those things for you, but the one thing that God loves is having a relationship. He has a dialogue, being able to talk back and forth. So if you can't say God's not doing this for me if you're not even taking opportunity to even get to know who God is. If you're not taking time out to be able to talk to God, to ask God, why are things like this, or God, how can I better do this? But you want God to move on your behalf, but you've never spoken to Him. That's not how that works. You got to put the faith to it. You know what I mean? Put the faith to it and let everything else fall into place. I can't stress that enough. God has done so much stuff for me and my family. Things that where God is, we've lost homes. We've gone to places where we felt like, you know, we didn't know why we were moving. We didn't know why things were happening. We didn't know why, you know, we just didn't know why things were happening. We were uncomfortable, and God was working things out, and we were praying hard too. We were praying hard, and God continued to work things out. We didn't always understand them, but we have faith to know that we can't do anything without God. And so when God is in it, I promise you, it's always going to come out on top because God is working through it. You know what I mean? So I just want to encourage you guys. I said it's going to be a quick podcast. I think right now I'm at minute like 23 or something like that. So to recap, I just want to say you guys are amazing. I speak to you daily. I appreciate you guys. But I want you guys to know that the things that you suffer from, the things that really just bog your mind down with how you can actually push forward day to day, don't worry about that stuff. They're going to be there. You can worry about them tomorrow, they'll be there tomorrow. I want us to start tapping into, one, God, but two, our inner self. Because self-doubt is something, man. I don't want you guys to be bogged down with self-doubt because God has put a writer in you. God has put a musician in you. God has put a painter in you. God has put an accountant in you. God has put a teacher in you. God has put all these things, these gifts in you, these tools in you. But you got to tap into them. You got to tap into Him, and you got to tap into you. As simple as that. You got to tap into Him, you got to tap into you. So I hope this encourages you guys, man. Like I said, this is something real quick from my heart. I was just something I was thinking about, and you know, I pray this blessed you guys. I say it's gonna be real quick. We will have another podcast coming up soon. My wife and I are gonna do a podcast. We may drop it sooner than Thursday. We'll see when we're gonna do it. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for listening. If there's anything that you guys are going for, anything you guys are starting up, entrepreneurs, drop stuff in the comments. Let me know exactly what you're going for, and we're gonna keep you in prayer. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do something tomorrow on our page, and I'm gonna let everybody know if you're writing something, if you're an entrepreneur, or you're promoting something, we're gonna put it in the comments, and we're gonna bless each other tomorrow. So you'll see tomorrow. Stay tuned on Instagram and all that stuff, and we're gonna try and promote each other tomorrow. All right, we're gonna be done with self-doubt, y'all. We're gonna be done with all the foolishness of believing we can't do things. But God has already ordained us to do these things. God has given us the power. He's given us the wisdom. He's given us the strength. He's given us the mindset to push forward. but we just have to believe in God and believe in ourselves. All right, y'all. This is my Transparent Thursday. Self-doubt no longer. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Put on those post notifications, guys. Make sure you guys are part of that post notification club so you get the content as soon as it comes out on Thursdays. Also follow us on Instagram, AP Toya Podcast on Instagram. On Facebook is the same thing, facebook.com/AP Toya Podcast. When you go to our Instagram, you'll see our link tree. So now, before I post all the Spotify and the SoundCloud, all the links are in our bio, our YouTube. All you have to do is click on whatever link you want to. It'll take you directly to there, all right? So go right to our link tree, and all the information is there. But yeah, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, we here. All right, y'all? Have a great day, man. Appreciate you guys. I hope this was something that was good for you guys. Maybe this is something I will do more often with these Transparent Thursdays or Transparent Tuesdays or something like that. Just to let you guys know what's going on. And it's therapeutic for me too, because I get to speak about some stuff that's on my heart. But I pray this you receive this thing, guys, and I pray that you guys have a great weekend. All right, AP Toya, we out. Peace.